In recent years, Julius Maddox has solidified himself as one of the greatest bench pressers of all time, with Julius benching 31 pounds heavier than any other person in history, and with no signs of slowing down, is looking on track to become the first person to ever bench press 800 pounds, which would go down as one of the greatest feats of strength of all time. In fact, I'd go as far to say that Julius is in a league of his own, comparable with the likes of Usain Bolt and Michael Phelps in terms of just how dominant he is compared to the other competition. With how much Julius is pushing the bench press record at the moment, it can be easy to forget that there are other lifters out there who may in the future could cause some competition for the current king of the bench press. In my opinion, there are 4 guys in the world at the moment who, if they solely focus on the bench press, would give Julius a run for his money. The order I introduce these lifters in is in no way a ranking of them, it is simply randomized. Now, let's get started. Johnny Harris. Johnny Harris, the lightest man on this list by some margin, has seemed to come out of nowhere to become one of the best bench pressers in the world. Coming from a bodybuilding background, his first ever powerlifting competition was in late 2019, where he benched a monstrous 655 pounds at only a body weight of 287 pounds. And in 2020, he would go on to be the lightest man to ever bench press over 700 pounds, benching 705 pounds at a body weight of just 308 pounds, which set an all-time world record bench press in the under 140 kilo or 308 pound weight class. Harris has only been competing in powerlifting for 2 years, and he's already made a massive impact in the sport. If Harris keeps focused on powerlifting and decides to bulk up, I could easily see him chasing down Maddox's record. It's commonly known that a person's bench press and body weight are highly correlated, and this is where I believe Harris has a shot of overtaking Maddox. Maddox outweighs Harris by a huge margin, roughly 140 pounds, and if Harris was to bulk up to even half of that difference and match that weight increase with his bench press for pound, he would overtake the current world record bench press. Harris' current best gym lift is 710 pounds, and he is training to achieve a 725 pound bench. I have no doubt that Harris will achieve this, and I look forward to see what this guy can do in the future. Krill Sidechef. Not only one of the strongest bench pressers of all time, but also one of the strongest powerlifters of all time, Krill Sidechef is a legend of the sport. Krill has held multiple states and world records, not only in the bench press, but also in full power meets. Krill also has the cleanest form on the bench that I've ever seen. Watching him bench is watching a painter paint or a violinist play the violin. It's art, it is beautiful. Krill benches 6 plates with better form than most lifters will do with 2. Krill has been competing since 2007, and in his first competition at just 18 years old, bench pressed over 500 pounds. Most lifters will never reach a 500 pound bench in their life, so for Krill to lift 529 pounds at just 18 years old is already mind-blowing. In 2014, Krill would go on to become the 4th man in history to bench 700 pounds. On that day, Krill benched over 700 pounds twice, with his first attempt being 705.4 pounds, then proceeding on to 718 pounds. This is an insane feat of strength that less than a handful of people have ever been able to accomplish. Then in 2015, Krill set the former bench press world record with an astonishing lift of 738.5 pounds, and it is still currently the 2nd highest bench press of all time. After this lift, Krill essentially retired, only doing 2 more meets, with his last meet him benching 661 pounds at the 4 powerlifting meet. Krill is only 1 year younger than Julius, and I believe if he came out of retirement and focused on regaining the bench press world record, he would probably have the best shot to do it. Eddie Hall. This is definitely the biggest what-if pick of the bunch. If you follow any kind of strength sports, then you are bound to have heard of him. But for those who don't know or are just unaware, Eddie the Beast Hall is the strongman most famous for his pure static power and also winning the World's Strongest Man in 2017. Eddie Hall has set multiple world records in static strongman events and has also dominated these static events in competition. Although bench press is not incorporated into strongman very often, Eddie has used it as an accessory to help his overhead. Eddie's most viral bench press video was when he did a set of 6 of 585 pounds paused. Putting that into a 1 rep max calculator, that equates to a 679 pound bench press, which is an insane lift for a person who was training it as an accessory. If you take into account the effect that he did it on his quote-unquote wobbly bar, you could make an argument with ideal conditions he could bench 700 pounds at his peak. In fact, on Eddie's YouTube channel, he even made a series called The Road to 700 pounds, where he started it at the start of 2020, and his best bench press in that came when he did a 672 pound banded bench press. Now, many strongman fans say that peak Eddie Hall could have destroyed the powerlifting world record total, and while I do think he could have beat it, I doubt he could have obliterated by the margin that most people think he could have. Although he's currently training to fight the mountain in a boxing ring, he has still maintained a lot of his strength from the strongman days, with him single-handedly incline pressing dumbbells weighing 80 kilos with ease and benching 572 pounds despite being 30 kilograms lighter than his peak. Even with all Eddie's insane feats of strength, like strict pressing the actual world record at 216 kilos, I believe that Eddie's biggest advantage here is his mindset. To even just analyze his mindset, in 2016 he came in 3rd place in World's Strongest Man, despite having 2 dislocated fingers, and I believe everyone here knows how far he pushed his body for the 500 kilo deadlift. And this leads me to believe that if Eddie truly set his mind to getting the world record bench press, he could achieve it. Thomas Davis. Last but certainly not least is Thomas Davis, or also known as TD Smash. Now, I didn't find out about this guy until late 2019 when he competed in the Bosses of Bosses 6 meet, and I was shocked to find out that this was his first power meet, as he had totaled 2,237.7 pounds. Beginning from 2014, he had competed in bench-only meets, with his first meet having him benched 580 pounds as a junior. Over the years, he progressively increased his bench press, and with his first 600 pound bench press coming in 2016 with a bench of 605 pounds. In 2020, at the Arnold, at the age of 27, he became the 6th and youngest man to ever bench press 700 pounds. The biggest shock is that this isn't even his best bench, and his best bench press happened during a full power meet. In 2020, at the Live Large Fall Brawl 4, setting the 19th heaviest raw total of all time, with a combined total of 2,369 pounds, Thomas Davis benched 705.4 pounds at the age of 28. Thomas's biggest advantage here is that he's relatively young to the other lifters on this lift, and even Julius himself. Davis certainly has all the talents and the gifts to be able to give Julius a run for his money, and if he focuses on the bench press only meets again, I see no reason why by the time he's Julius' age, he may have the world record. So those are my 4 guys that I believe have the best chance of coming close to Maddox's world record. There's a few honorable mentions that I might have left off the list, so if I have, please leave them down in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, feel free to like and subscribe to let me know that you'd like to see more of these types of videos. This is Sox Shenanigans, and I hope to see you in the next video.